Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Betting Insights. I'm Timothy alongside Sergio, of course. Sergio, welcome.
Hey everybody, what's up, Tim?
Yes, welcome back. Now, if you're new to the show, be sure to subscribe. Also, smash the like button. As you know, we are giving out tips for five different club competitions across Europe: Serie A, La Liga, Premier League, Eredivisie, and the Bundesliga. Now, we're heading towards the end of the season, so only a couple of match days left. So let's get to it. Let's get started. Today we are starting with La Liga, and first game on the schedule is Alaves hosting Atletico Madrid. Alaves wins set at 4.1. Atletico Madrid wins set at 2.12. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, listen, Atletico Madrid not really playing for anything. I think a top five spot is all but sure. They're like 11 points cleared, actually 12 points clear of an Real Betis who's sitting at six. So a Champions League spot is guaranteed. Basically for them. Alaves only 2 points above Las Palmas, who's sitting at 18, the last relegation spot. So obviously, there's more at stake for Alaves, but I still don't understand the line. 2.12 for Atletico Madrid seems a little bit high. And listen, man, this actually goes against what we've been preaching the last couple of weeks. You know, you want to bet on teams that have something to play for. So in this case, Alaves would be the bet. But Simeone has said he wants to finish the season strong. And obviously, Atletico Madrid is the better team. So I'm actually rolling with Atletico Madrid here. What are you doing?
Yes, of course, you have to roll with Atletico Madrid here because, like you said, they don't have anything to play for anymore. But yeah, they're still third in the league. You won't let the 17th in the league, yeah, walk all over you. I believe Simeone, when he says something like that, wants to finish at a high. You just have to back Atletico Madrid on this one.
All right, I'm glad we could agree there, because looking at this line, I'm like, hmm. All right,
Yeah.
next game, Villarreal hosting Osasuna. Villarreal wins set at 1.53. Osasuna wins set at 6.1. Line for zero goals set at 2.5. Now, both of these teams have something to play for. Villarreal holding on to that last Champions League spot, but only 1 point above Real Betis, while Osasuna is sitting at eight, like the only Conference League spot. But they're now tied on points with Rayo Vallecano, Mallorca, and only 2 points above Real Sociedad. So both of these teams have something to play for. Um, Neither of these teams have a good defense. Osasuna actually allowing more goals than they score, 46 allowed. Villarreal also 45 goals allowed. So I'm expecting goals here. I'm taking the over 2.5, sitting at 1.61. I'm not backing Villarreal for a win against a team that has something to play for. Not in this spot, but I'm not sure Osasuna wins the game outright. So I'm rolling with the over 2.5. What are you doing?
I'm a little bit more confident on Villarreal. I was even thinking about both teams to score a Villarreal win. I think uh, I think Villarreal really wants to, enter Europe with a good feeling. I'm on Villarreal. Both teams to score. That's what I have for this weekend.
Right. I would say not a bad play. I'm not that confident in Villarreal, but listen, man, if Villarreal wins and both teams scores, well, if you know Matt, then it's over 2.5
Uh,
goals. All right.
uh,
Next up, Las Palmas hosting Valencia. Las Palmas wins set at 2.65. Valencia wins set at 2.75. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, I kind of already touched on Las Palmas sitting at 18, 2 points behind Alaves. So they're in desperate need of points heading towards the end of the season. Valencia is all but safe for La Liga next season. So the lean would obviously be towards Las Palmas. Um, I would say Valencia, they have been hot the last couple of weeks. So that gives you something to worry. But Las Palmas, they're at home. They're playing for something. I'm leaning towards Las Palmas, but it's only a lean. What are you doing?
Yeah, I understand why you lean towards Las Palmas, but Valencia, they're on such a good roll. The last 5 games, okay, the two draws against Vallecano, and of course against Espanyol, won once. Yeah, but yeah, I still think Valencia is the better team. So I'm actually on Valencia for the win.
All right. I would understand, but I think I already told you a couple of weeks ago. Valencia, they've been on a roll, but they haven't won many games on the road. In fact, during that streak, only one win on the road against Real Madrid in a very controversial game. So um, I'm not backing Valencia on the road, but I understand why you would do that. All right. Next up, Valladolid hosting Barcelona. Valladolid wins set at 16. Barcelona wins set at 1.16. Line for goal set at 3.5. Now, obviously, we don't need to talk about this game, right?
No, no. Barcelona they have hard at the back. Next week is going to be a tough game against Inter, but yeah, I don't think Valladolid will be a problem, even if they play with the B squad. So yeah, I'm not gonna bet this game, but I'm pretty sure Barcelona's gonna win. Maybe not a lot of goals scored because they're gonna give their A team a rest. But just a Barcelona win.
All right. Nothing to add for me there. So let's get to the next game. Real Madrid hosting Celta. Real wins set at 1.36. Celta wins set at 8. Line for goal set at 3.5, which I get. I'm on Real Madrid here. Listen, obviously not a great season for Real Madrid. Um, like when they signed Mbappe, I guess everyone thought they would run away with the league and maybe even win Champions League. But listen, man, they're still sitting second, 4 points behind Barcelona. So obviously underperformed this season, but it's not like they're the Manchester United of the Premier League. So let's not get too out of hand here. Real Madrid at home against Celta should win. Now the line over 3.5 tells you there should be goals here. So Real Madrid wins, both teams to score. That's a good play here. What are you doing?
Yeah, Real Madrid will win both to score. I'm on that also. Yeah, Real they just need to, just to win their games and hoping for Barcelona to, slip up or make a mistake. So I think that's what they're hunting for. So they're not gonna drop points against Celta Vigo.
Yeah, and they also have Barcelona on their schedule, of course, and so obviously they want to win that game. They're 4 points behind Barcelona right now. So if you expect to win that game, now it's only one point, and you have to hope that Barcelona just slips up one more time, which is likely, especially given Barcelona's and also playing Champions League. So
Yeah, so it's
Real Madrid,
possible.
yeah, they should go full out here. All right. Next up, Sevilla hosting Leganes. Sevilla win set at 1.83. Leganes win set at 5.25. Line for the goal set at 1.5. Now, for both of these teams, something at stake. La Liga football next season. Leganes 4 points behind Alaves. Sevilla only 5 points clear of Las Palmas. So Sevilla, they need a couple more points to secure safety. And listen, man, against Leganes, against a team that's fighting for relegation, I believe they will do just that. They're at home. They're playing against a Leganes team that has trouble scoring. Now, obviously, Sevilla, they don't light up the scoreboard either. Only 35 goals scored. But at least I can count on them scoring over a goal a game. Leganes under a goal. Sevilla's at home. Give me Sevilla. Also, they haven't won in a while, so this looks like the perfect bounce back spot. What are you doing?
Yeah, they haven't won in a long time. It's only one draw in the last six, and the rest of them they all lost. So yeah, they have to win this game for me. So I'm with you. I'm not going for the over 2.5. I don't think there will be more than two goals scored. So I'm on Sevilla also, just a Sevilla win.
Well, the line's sitting at 1.5, and I'm also not touching the over. Uh, just a Sevilla win. I could really see a 1-0 win for Sevilla.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Next up, Espanyol hosting Real Betis. Espanyol wins set at 3.55. Betis wins set at 2.4. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Espanyol, they've been on fire the last six games. Picked up some points, three wins, two draws. So now they're basically in the clear. Um, so I think they're satisfied. Not and you could see it in the last game against Villarreal. They didn't even score. So you would lean towards Betis in this spot, but Betis also playing a Conference League. They won against Fiorentina. Obviously, they have to play the return this upcoming week. So I'm a bit on the fence here. Which way are you going?
I was only looking at the over 2.5 because everything is history. Yeah, Espanyol, they will definitely want the win here. So yeah, I think they also know that Betis is thinking about another more important game for them at the end of the season. So yeah, I'm both teams score even and Espanyol win, but I'll I'll keep it a little bit lower than that. I'll just go for Espanyol win.
Yeah, so I get what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree. But if Betis, they're playing the Conference League, right? So if you're not even in the finals yet, but if you were to win the Conference League, you get a ticket for European League, right?
Yeah.
For Europa League. All right. So they're sitting at sixth right now, only 1 point behind Villarreal, who's sitting at fifth. And this year in Spain, the first five get a Champions League ticket. So isn't fighting for the Champions League in this case more interesting than winning the Conference League?
Yeah, yes, but I think that they are, realistic. It's yeah, it's only 1 point, but still, Real Betis isn't one of the teams that that's sure that can win from a heavy opponent they face. So yeah, I think they really want a prize, and the Conference League is definitely one of them.
All right. I'm gonna roll with Betis here. I understand with everything you're saying. Like I said, I don't necessarily disagree. But still, I'm gonna take Betis. They're sitting sixth, which gives you a ticket for Europa League. They're 8 points clear of seven, which is the last ticket for Europa League. So basically, Europa League football is assured next season. Champions League is so much. Uh, Champions League is worth so much more. So I think they will prioritize this game, um, and I believe they will win here. Only 1 point behind Villarreal. You gotta feel like you can make that up with 5 games left. So I'm rolling with Betis here.
Okay, we'll see you next week.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up, Sociedad hosting Athletic Bilbao. Still, Sociedad wins set at 2.55. Bilbao wins set at 3.05. Line for goal set at 2.5. Now, Bilbao, a rough spot for them, losing 3-0 to United on Thursday. Of course, they received the red card after 35 minutes. So, um, tough spot for them. Now you go at United and you got to make up a 3-0 loss. I'm not sure how confident they feel about that. But listen, man, even so, you played with 10 men for almost an hour in this game on Thursday. Now you go on the road against Sociedad in a derby. So I like Sociedad here. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing for Athletic Bilbao, and I think it's almost impossible task for them. Although, yeah, Manchester United isn't one of the best teams at the moment. but still, it's gonna be difficult. And I agree. A derby, Real Sociedad. So I think the disappointment will still be in their heads, and I think Real Sociedad is gonna take advantage. I agree with you.
All right. So we're both on Sociedad. All right. Next up, Girona hosting Mallorca. Girona wins set at 2.02. Mallorca wins set at 4.2. Line for goal set at 2.5. Now, Monday game, usually we don't like the Monday games. I have to admit, this weekend I like the Monday games. And to keep it short here, I like Girona. Girona 3 points clear of Las Palmas, who's sitting at the last relegation spot. So obviously they need a couple more points to assure safety. At home, against a team like Mallorca. I know Mallorca's sitting 10th, so they basically also have a chance to get into the top 8. But listen, man, if you look at Mallorca's goal difference, -7, their goal difference doesn't speak for how high they are in the table. I think they should be lower. So I'm rolling with Girona here. What are you doing?
No, I don't have that confidence in heroes at all. Maybe the over 2.5, but yeah, no, I'm not on Hero this weekend, and especially not on a Monday. Mallorca, I don't know why the odds are that high. Girona, they proved this season that every game they play against doesn't matter against who they play. It's a difficult game for them. So no, I'm gonna skip this game.
All right. I'm on Girona. Like I said, end of the season, these lower teams, they find some energy, especially at home. So that's the reason I'm rolling with Girona. All right. That wraps up La Liga. Let's get to the Premier League. First game, Aston Villa hosting Fulham. Villa wins set at 1.81. Fulham wins set at 4.75. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, these two teams, they can score goals. So obviously, I like the over 2.5 goals here. But I'm also on Villa. I know Fulham have an outside chance to get into the top 7 and claim the last Conference League spot. But 6 points behind Villa. I know if you win this game, it gets up to 3 points, but making that up with if you win only 3 games left, I think will be a tough task. While Villa is 3 points behind Chelsea, who's sitting in the last Champions League spot at fifth. So I think there will be some more urgency on the side of Villa. And as we all know, Villa Park, a tough place to play here. So I'm rolling with Villa here. Also like the over 2.5. What are you doing?
Yeah, yeah, definitely a tough spot for Fulham to go and get and grab a win. So yeah, I'm even on the Aston Villa win and both teams to score. I'm giving Fulham a goal, but I still think Aston Villa's gonna win this game.
Yeah, I agree. And listen, man, Fulham, first of all, back-to-back road games. Second of all, listen, man, they had trouble with Southampton last weekend, which I didn't like. So, uh, give me Villa. All right. Next up, Leicester City hosting Southampton. Leicester City wins set at 2.5. Southampton wins set at 2.9. A line for goal set at 2.5. Now, this is just the battle of the two worst teams in the Premier League. I don't know which way you want to put your money, but listen, man, you can trust either team. Maybe you could make a case for Leicester City because they're playing at home, and this is like maybe the only opponent they have an advantage over. But listen, I'm not confident. Are you doing something?
Yes, yes. I am on Leicester. I am on Leicester this weekend. I'm just gonna try it. It's Leicester. They're playing at home. It's Southampton. If there is a game that they maybe have a chance of winning, it's against Southampton, and they're playing at home. So I think that at least you know, they want to end it with a win against Southampton. So I think this is their only chance for the rest of the season. or yeah, the remaining games. So I'm on Leicester.
All right. Next up, Everton hosting Ipswich. Everton wins set at 1.52. Ipswich wins set at 7. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, this man in the Premier League, down at the bottom, everything is all but assured. Ipswich, they will be relegated. Everton not playing for anything, sitting at 15. So 1.52 is too low for me in this spot. And over 2.5 with these two teams, especially with Everton playing at home, defending the heck. So I don't like this game. I don't have a bet in this game. Are you doing something?
No, I think I'm gonna follow you in this one. I don't think that also Everton. Yeah, okay. Everton will win the game, definitely win, but I don't think if she's gonna even maybe score a goal. So I'll just go for the Everton win, but not betting.
All right. Next up, Arsenal hosting Bournemouth. Arsenal wins set at 2.18. Bournemouth wins set at 3.55. Line for the goal set at 2.5. Now, Arsenal, a tough loss at home against PSG. So they also have to get ready for the return. They're 7 points clear of Chelsea and Nottingham. Nottingham and Chelsea are tied on points. So they have some breathing room. Um, I'm not sure how much effort they put into this game, having one eye on the return, because a 1-0 loss, they're facing an uphill battle, but a 1-0 loss, you can make that up. I don't believe they will. I think PSG will just advance, but obviously the players believe they have a chance. So Bournemouth not playing for anything, but they're a solid team. And even if Arsenal wasn't focused on PSG, Bournemouth could give them trouble here. And with all being said, I'm going with Bournemouth here. What are you doing?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's a good choice. Going for Bournemouth, but coming down on the Champions League, I still think Arsenal has a big chance of going through. They didn't even play that bad against Paris Saint-Germain, and I think that now they have nothing to lose. I think they'll just go for or they will just go for it, and I think that they're gonna let this game against Bournemouth slide. So yeah, a Bournemouth win, maybe not. I would go for a double chance Bournemouth.
Obviously, that's the safer play, and you also gives you some value. All right, I would also recommend the double chance. All right, next up, Brentford hosting United. Brentford wins set at 1.74. United wins set at 4.75. Line total goal set at 2.5. Now this line is just obviously crazy. Brentford only 1.74 against United, but as we know, United, they're focused on other things. They're focused on the Europa League. So this man, you gotta roll with Brentford here. And this man, even if United wasn't playing Europa League, Brentford's the better team. All right. So you're getting Brentford at home, the better team at home, more rested. United probably not fielding their strongest 11, and the strongest 11 is shit. So give me Brentford here. What are you doing?
I can't even believe the words that are coming out of your mouth. Brentford is the better team. It's just United. Yeah, but that's the reality at the moment. And yeah, Manchester United definitely focus on the Europa League and yeah, against Bradford, they're not gonna you know start with their best 11. So I'm on the Brentford also. I think Brentford is gonna win this game.
All right. Next up, West Ham hosting Tottenham. West Ham wins set at 2.12. Tottenham wins set at 3.45. Sorry. Uh, Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, everything that goes for the last game goes for this game. Now, although I don't believe West Ham is better than Tottenham, but Tottenham playing Europa League, focused on other things, they won't be relegated. They won't get into not even the top 10. So let's not even talk about the top 7. All they can focus on is the Europa League. And Listen, if this line tells me Tottenham also not fielding the strongest 11, right? Because if Tottenham were fielding the strongest 11, it would be closer to a pick'em. So give me West Ham here at home against Tottenham's B team. Um, West Ham should win, although West Ham, they also haven't had a great season, not even good. But in this spot, against a weak Tottenham team on the road, give me West Ham. What are you doing?
Yeah, but it's still Tottenham, ending 17th in the league. It's still a disappointment.
Yeah, they're
And
16. They're 16.
yes, but
Yes,
if West Ham
after this
wins,
loss, they will be 17.
yes, 17th. So and I'm pretty sure the fans they prefer the Premier League above the Europa League. So uh, ending in 17th, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think West Ham is gonna win only because they're playing at home and because it's Tottenham, of course. And I think the players, focusing on winning a prize, um, they're not gonna go all in also. So I'll go for the West Ham wins.
We agree there. Next up, Brighton hosting Newcastle. Brighton wins set at 2.95. Newcastle wins set at 2.35. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, Newcastle obviously playing for something. They're at fourth right now, only 2 points behind, above Chelsea and Nottingham, hoping for a Champions League spot. About Brighton, they're pretty much out of it, 6 points behind Villa. Um, so it's all but over there. They're playing at home. These teams already met twice this season. Brighton coming out on top in both games, but I believe it will be different this time out. Listen, Newcastle on the road, I get it. Brighton at home, they've been solid this season, but still, Newcastle has something to play for. And as we know, Newcastle United, one thing they can do, they can score goals, 65 goals scored already. So um, give me Newcastle over 1.5 goals, sitting at 1.84. I believe they score at least twice in this game. Maybe they don't win. I believe they will, but they're definitely scoring twice. Give me Newcastle over 1.5 goals. What are you doing?
If they score twice, I think they're gonna win this game. I was looking at the both teams scored Newcastle win. I'm I'm that confident that Newcastle is gonna win this game. No, it's a very important game for them. But for Brighton, not so much. So Newcastle win. Both teams to score.
All right. Next up, Chelsea hosting Liverpool. Chelsea wins set at 2.23. Liverpool wins set at 3.25. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Chelsea being favored in this game tells me Liverpool is not fielding the strongest 11, or they're drunk, right? They won the league,
I
they're
think both.
satisfied, really nothing to play for. So Chelsea would be the play here. Only thing that worries me is Chelsea also coming off a road game on Thursday. But like I already said it, Chelsea top five right now in the league, and they have to keep winning to qualify for the Champions League next season. Just actually in the same spot that Real Betis is in. You're playing in the Conference League. If you win, you get a ticket to the Europa League, but Champions League is worth much more important. So I'm gonna roll with Chelsea here because I think Liverpool's not fielding the strongest 11. Make sure to check the lineup before the game starts. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely on Chelsea also playing at home against the Liverpool team. Just turned champions. Not gonna take this game too serious. So I'm on Chelsea win also.
All right. Next up, Crystal Palace hosting Nottingham Forest. Crystal Palace wins set at 2.33. Forest wins set at 3.25. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Another Monday game. Like I said, for some reason, I like the Monday games this weekend. Um, Listen, here I like the over 2.5. Nottingham Forest back-to-back losses, 2-0 against City and against Brentford. They got knocked out of the FA Cup, and then they lost in a Premier League game against Brentford. So they haven't scored in back-to-back games. I believe they score here. Crystal Palace not really playing for anything. Um, Nottingham Forest, they were sitting second, third for a while. Now they've fallen down to sixth, but they still have a chance to qualify for the Champions League. So I'm also taking a flyer on a Nottingham Forest win because they have a lot more to play for. But the over 2.5, definitely. What are you doing here?
Yeah. Newcastle, they're sitting what fifth at the moment, leveled on points. But their away games aren't that great. So no, I don't think they're gonna win this game. So no, I'm I'm actually not gonna bet this game. Also, I think it's a little bit too. I'm looking more at the draw here. It's very important for them not to lose. So I think they'll just park the bus, and so I'm not gonna bet this game.
All right. Now that wraps up the Premier League. Let's get to Serie A. First game, Parma hosting Como. Parma wins set at 3.15. Como wins set at 2.35. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now Como sitting real comfortable at number 11, while Parma, I guess they're somewhat comfortable. They're 6 points above Venezia, who's sitting at 18, and Venezia just played. So obviously Parma has a game in hand. So Venezia has like 3 games to make up a 6 point gap. They basically would have to win all 3 games. I don't think that's happening. I'm not sure how urgent this game is for Parma, but I also don't trust Como. I know they're on a 4 game winning streak, but listen, man, they beat Monza, Torino, Lecce, and Genoa. Listen, are any of these teams good? No. And now they go on the road against the Parma team that's not great, but also they haven't lost in a while, a lot of draws. So I could really see a draw here. What are you doing?
Yeah, a fifth or yeah, 5 game winning streak. Fifth win in a row for Como. I think it's also a little bit too much. Um, I would uh, I would maybe go for the double chance Parma. I don't see Parma winning this game. Also, Como is still better, so I would go for the draw.
All right. I don't disagree with you. Like I said, I kind of expect a draw. All right. Next up, Cagliari hosting Udinese. Cagliari wins set at 2.2. Udinese wins set at 3.7. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Udinese, another team, comfortable, number 12, 41 points. Next year, Serie A football, guaranteed. Cagliari, they're, they're 7 points above Venezia, so 1 point above Parma. Also, I don't think urgency is there. Like I said, Venezia would have to win out. I don't expect that. So I like Cagliari here, but just like them. I don't love them. Not a favorite bet of mine this weekend. Are you doing something here?
No, this game not. I'm not gonna win this game, but I understand what you're saying about Cagliari. I I'm not definitely go with Cagliari also.
Next up, Lecce hosting Napoli. Lecce wins set at 7. Napoli wins set at 1.53. Line for the goal set at 2.5. Napoli sitting at number 1 here. Now, Lecce 1 point above Venezia, but also 1 game in hand. So I think this is good for Napoli, given that Lecce knows they haven't been surpassed by Venezia, because Venezia a draw against Torino today 1-1. So Lecce knows, okay, if we lose this game, no harm, no foul. And Napoli, they're at number 1. They have to keep winning to win the league. And obviously, more urgency there, much more important. Inter right behind their heels. So I like Napoli here. Napoli will win this game. 1.53 with 53. I get it, it's low, but I'm gonna combine it with the next game, which I'm gonna talk about right away. Inter hosting Hellas Verona. Inter win set at 1.37. I know Inter also has Champions League football, but at home, still have a chance to win the league and Champions League. At home against Hellas Verona, they should win. So I'm combining Inter with Napoli. Gives you an odd of 2-1. What are you doing here?
Yeah, it gets you out of 2-1, but still, I don't think Inter is gonna, go all in. I think they're just gonna put their money on the Champions League. Um, you know, I think they're just gonna win the league also. So yeah, I don't uh, I don't think they're gonna have too much troubles with Hellas Verona. But maybe a draw here for
For
Inter.
Inter? No.
Yes.
No. Inter 5 games without a win at home against Verona, who's not playing for anything. You have to win this game. You have to win this game. You have to keep the pressure on Napoli. I get what you're saying about the Champions League, but the league also important. They have to keep the pressure on Napoli. They will win this game at home. I actually have zero doubt.
What are the remaining games for Napoli? Yeah.
Napoli's remaining schedule, obviously Lecce, after that Genoa, after that Parma, after that Cagliari. It's like,
So yeah,
yeah, you don't
yeah.
expect them to drop points, but you never know, right? And you could say, oh, you're going all out in the Champions League, and then next week you lose against Barcelona, right? So now you're trophyless this season, which you don't want, all right? So and you would be kicking yourself if Napoli were to lose against Parma, which is a road game. So um, I would be
Or
careful.
maybe lose against Lecce. Yeah.
Uh, also,
So,
all right.
that's not possible.
Obviously, yeah. Obviously, they could. I don't think Lecce has enough firepower to cause trouble for Napoli. All right. Lecce is actually Lecce is the lowest scoring team in the league, so um, I don't think they're even scoring against Napoli. All right. Next up, Empoli hosting Lazio. Empoli wins set at 4.4. Lazio wins set at 1.85. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Lazio they have something to play for. They're sitting at 7, uh, tied with Roma on points, 60 points. So they also have a chance. Like it's really close there in Serie A. Like number 4, 5, 6, and 7, so they could also pass Juventus. They also have Bologna. They're 1 point behind Bologna. And Bologna is playing against Juventus this weekend. So which way that game goes, Lazio could pass either one of them, and maybe even both if it were to be a draw and Lazio wins. So I like Lazio here. Empoli sitting on 25 points, 2 points behind Lecce. So I guess they also have a chance to escape relegation if they were to win another game and Lecce loses out. So Empoli obviously also playing for something, which makes me like the over 2.5 also in this game, but I believe Lazio will win. What are you doing?
Yeah, yeah, like you said, maybe the over 2.5. But last year, right, they almost have to must win this game against Empoli. Empoli sitting on 19, and they're playing for something, so maybe they'll score a goal. So you can go for the over 2.5, or both way to score and Lazio win. Both of them very good odds.
All right. Next up, Monza hosting Atalanta. Listen, man, we're gonna no, we're not gonna talk much about this game. Atalanta win sitting at 1.23. They're gonna win this game against Monza. Do I have to say anything about Monza? Worst team in the league, only 15 points. It's over for them. Are you doing something here?
No, no, definitely not.
All right. Next up, Roma hosting Fiorentina. Roma wins set at 1.64. Fiorentina wins set at 5.8. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Roma's man, they've actually been on fire the last 20 games. Only two losses against AC Milan and against Bilbao. Um, so Roma at home here, really playing for something. Could get into that Champions League spot. Same thing that goes for Lazio, goes for Roma. I like Roma here, especially with Fiorentina playing a road game on Thursday against Betis, getting ready for the return leg. Give me Roma here. What are you doing?
Yes, Roma, and a goal for Fiorentina. So over 2.5. I like that one better.
I would agree. The over 2.5, very interesting. I believe in Fiorentina. They could score a goal here. All right. Next up, Bologna hosting Juventus. Bologna wins set at 2.45. Juventus wins set at 3.25. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, listen, man, all season, it may be a little bit late for me, but all season I've been backing Juventus a couple times on the road. Um, I got lucky sometimes, but I also got burned sometimes. I'm not doing that again, especially not against Bologna, which is a strong home team, and they have something to play for. They could pass Juventus with a win and get into the top four spot. Give me Bologna all day. 2.45 high odd, which makes you think it could be a draw. No, I don't think so. Bologna is winning this game. What are you doing?
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. Juventus on the road and against one of the best teams in the league. No, I don't think Juventus is going to win this game. So definitely Bologna.
All right. Next up, Genoa hosting AC Milan. Genoa wins set at 4.7. AC Milan wins set at 1.79. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Another Monday game. Like I said, I like the Monday games this weekend. I'm on AC Milan. This man, neither team really playing for anything. Uh, I don't think AC Milan really thinks they have a shot. 6 points behind, and Lazio, Roma 5 points behind Fiorentina. So you would have to hope that Fiorentina and Lazio and Roma just slip up and basically lose out. I can't see that happening. But you're playing a team that's not that good, doesn't score that much, only 29 goals scored in 34 games. So I'm on AC Milan here. Are you doing something?
I have a few better teams in the same position as AC Milan. Now, I'm still not so sure about AC Milan winning this game. It's still an away game. They seem to have still have a few problems with away games, and Genoa isn't one of the easiest opponents. So yeah, I'm not gonna bet this game.
All right. That wraps up Serie A. Let's get to the Eredivisie. First game, NEC hosting Willem II. NEC wins set at 1.62. Willem II wins set at 5.6. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, listen, man, it's been a while. It's really been a while since NEC, since Willem II won a game. But for some reason, the last game they won was against NEC, a 4-1 win, which came at match day 17. It's kind of crazy because we're very close to match day 34. So do the math. They haven't won in a while. NEC at home here. They also have been struggling in the last couple of games. Just two wins in the last 10 games. But at home here against Willem II, I think they will win. Does Willem II has a chance to surpass Peck Zwolle? They're 7 points behind Peck, so they basically would have to win out, and Peck would have to lose out. I also can't see that happening, and I don't think Almere City is passing Willem II. So I like NEC here. What are you doing?
Yeah, I can understand why you're on NEC, but I think Willem II is gonna do everything, just to not concede a goal. So, and NEC isn't one of the teams that usually score a lot. So yeah, I'm I'm looking more at the draw here. So, difficult game. I'm not gonna bet this.
All right. Obviously, not great value in this game. All
Yeah.
right, next up, Heracles hosting Feyenoord. Heracles wins set at 5.8. Feyenoord wins set at 1.56. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Feyenoord kind of on fire. Six straight wins. They've been playing very well. For some reason, Heracles at home they've been tough this season. Um, Pretty much unbeatable at home. But Feyenoord, they're playing for something. They're sitting at third, tied on points with Utrecht. They have a game in hand, so you want to make sure you win this game and go 3 points clear. So although Heracles, they've been very solid at home this season, with the form Feyenoord's in, they should win this game, right?
Yes, they should win. But Heracles Almelo, they at home and they usually concede at least one goal. So I would even go for to spice things up. Feyenoord win and both teams to score.
Right. Well, Feyenoord, they haven't conceded in their last two road games. Um, but I guess that makes it more likely they concede a goal in this game. Three straight road games without conceding a goal, maybe a little bit too
That's
much.
not famous. Yeah.
All right, yeah. All right. Next up, Groningen hosting RKC. Groningen wins set at 1.74. RKC wins set at 5. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now listen, man, RKC dead last in the league. I don't think if I look at them, I don't feel like they have any hope. They're catching with them too, even for that playoff spot. So I'm I'm not betting this game, but these are kind of two of your favorite teams to bet in the Eredivisie. So I'm gonna give you the mic.
Yeah. Yeah. No. In the beginning of the second half of the season, RKC, they started really well. I really thought that they would at least, and the 16th, we're up to us now. Yeah, but no, it's not happening for them. Something went wrong. Um, in the last four games, five games, they seem to, have lost the momentum they had. And Groningen, that's a very, very difficult opponent when they're playing at home. So I'm afraid this is the end of the road for RKC.
Yes, and I also believe that. All right, next up, PSV hosting Fortuna. Listen, man, PFC wins, sitting at 1.10. So uh, they're playing at home. They're not losing this game. Um, I'm not sure Ajax is giving PSV hope, but it seems like PSV's been playing better the last three games. Um, and with a game behind Ajax, if you win this game, you close the gap to 4 points with three games left. It's still tough to win the league, but this man, it's the only thing you can hang your head on. So I believe they roll here in this game. Or are you doing something?
No, no, this game not. It's just yeah, I think it will be even easy. Yes, even
Yeah,
a lot of goals scored.
yeah, should be an easy PSG win. All right, next up, Breda hosting Swallow. Breda wins set at 2.25. Swallow wins set at 3.3. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, listen, man, one thing I don't like betting are draws, but this game, it smells like a draw, it looks like a draw, it walks like a draw. Listen, man, for number 14 going
And
against
it's a
number
draw.
15, yeah, it's gonna be a draw. Number 14 going against number 15. Um, the Peck is 7 points clear of Willem II. Breda is 8 points clear of Willem II. So like these teams know if we draw here, we're gonna survive
Yeah,
Eredivisie. They'll be both will be satisfied with a draw. So it will be a draw. Are you doing something?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Actually, they don't have anything to play for anymore. Just make sure you don't lose, like you say. So these two, I think, if the game starts, they see that the other one is, not making a real attempt to score a goal. I don't think they'll keep it like that. I think this one will be one of the boring games to watch in the Eredivisie this weekend.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with what you're saying. All right, next up, Sparta hosting FC Twente. Sparta wins set at 2.48. Twente wins set at 2.95. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Sparta, they've been playing well the last couple of games. Twente not really playing for anything. I think Twente, they're getting ready for the playoffs, right? That's the only thing. They're not catching Utrecht, and obviously, 14 points behind. So, um, Twente not really playing for anything. You want to get healthy into the playoffs. So I don't like Twente here. Maybe a small lean towards Sparta, but also not that confident in Sparta. They've been a little bit too hot the last, what's it, 8 games. But they haven't really beaten great teams. Heerenveen win, NEC win, Fortuna win, and a Willem II win. So those teams are not they're not on the level of Twente, but like I said, I'm not sure how much effort Twente puts into this game. Are you doing something?
Yeah, but they did have a draw against Ajax, so that's something to brag about if you're Sparta. So yeah, but I still think Sparta, they want to enter the playoffs. Like you said, Twente is already there, so maybe they'll try to keep it very very clean this game. Not trying to get any injuries. So yeah, I think Sparta's gonna win this game. So I'm going for Sparta.
I would also play Sparta. All right, next up, Go Ahead Eagles hosting AZ. Go Ahead Eagles wins sitting at 2.7. AZ wins sitting at 2.55. Line for the goal set at 2.5. Now, both of these teams also locked into the playoffs, but Go Ahead Eagles, of course, they won the cup, so for them it doesn't really matter. Um, First in a cup win in the history of the club, and we called that here. We said Go Ahead Eagles, they were going to win the cup against AZ. Now, AZ also another team that should be getting ready for the playoffs, but do they want to get some revenge here?
No, no, I don't think. Yeah, maybe they want to, but I think it's still gonna be a little bit difficult for them to do that. Go ahead, Eagles playing at home. I think if they met last weekend, then it would be something to or yeah an opportunity to get your revenge. But I think Go ahead, Eagles, their players are quite sober now, so they'll just go back to business in front of their own fans. So maybe a draw, but I think Go ahead, Eagles has a bigger chance of it.
Yeah, which makes me lean to the over on the total goals.
Yes.
All right. That wraps up the Eredivisie. Let's get to the Bundesliga. Last but not least, first game Leipzig hosting Bayern Munich. Leipzig wins set at 4.8. Bayern wins set at 1.64. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, listen, Bayern, with an what's it, 3 games left, 8 points clear of Leverkusen. So this is like if they win this game, they're the champions, right? So I believe they will win this game. And actually, last week we already said it. Leipzig, the new coach bomb has worked itself out. They won against Hoffenheim and won against Wolfsburg, which is in just dreadful form. Then a draw against Kiel. Got smashed last weekend by Frankfurt. So Bayern, back-to-back wins, not against great teams. Obviously, Heidenheim 4-0, Mainz 3-0, but you could see the urgencies there, and I believe they will win here against Leipzig 1.64. Good odds for Bayern, and I also believe Leipzig gets a goal, so Bayern win both teams to score. What are you doing?
I agree with the Bayern win and both teams to score. But I think Bayern, the same thing that happened to Liverpool this season. I think, same with them. They started very good, started very strong. Also in the Champions League, I really thought that Bayern München, Liverpool, Barcelona, and of course, Paris Saint-Germain would be, the teams left in the Champions League. But the exit for them came very early and very disappointing. So I think the league is the only thing that would heal that wound a little bit. So this game, they're gonna go all out, to really get the championship. So Bayern win, and like you said, both teams to score.
Next up, Union hosting Werder Bremen. Union wins set at 2.7. Bremen wins set at 2.55. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, almost a pick up this game, 2.7, 2.55. So, kind of looks like a draw here. Werder Bremen has something to play for. They're only 3 points behind Dortmund for the last Conference League spot. Union, they're safe, 10 points clear of Heidenheim. Heidenheim is not catching them, and Heidenheim also just played, so only 2 games left, so definitely not catching them. Um, like I said, Bremen, they have something to play for, but they're on the road, and Union has been hot the last couple of games. So I like a double chance for Bremen here because not sure they win this game, but having something to play for and Union not makes me lean towards Bremen. So double chance Bremen. What are you doing?
Yeah, double chance Bremen. I can understand why, but still Bremen and away games, yeah, still gonna be a problem. And yeah, Union 4 draws out of the last six, so you definitely know it's gonna, this smells like a draw. So double chance Bremen, but I'm going the other way. I'm going for the double chance Union.
All right, all right. Now,
Yeah,
if it were to end in a draw, I guess we both cash.
yeah.
All right. Next up, Gladbach hosting Hoffenheim. Gladbach wins set at 2.12. Hoffenheim wins set at 3.15. Line for goal set at 3.5. Now, Hoffenheim only 4 points clear of Heidenheim, but they have a game in hand. So, Heidenheim would basically have to win both of their remaining games, and they're playing against Union and against Bremen. Do they have a chance to win both games? I guess I don't think so, with the way they've been playing. Um, so I think the urgency is on the side of Gladbach. 4 points behind Dortmund, kind of an outside chance for the Conference League spot. So I'm leaning towards Gladbach here. But the thing I like in this game is goals, right? Last 2 games for Gladbach, 4-3, 3-2. So 7 goals, 5 goals. Last 2 games for Hoffenheim, 3-2, 3-2. 5 goals, 5 goals. So I think we're in for a goal fest here, over 3.5. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, I won't go that far. Go for over 2.5. I just think that Gladbach has to win this game. I think they have like 3 losses in a row already. So yeah, they really need this win. I think they're going all out for the win, especially at home. So I'm just on Gladbach.
Next up, St. Pauli hosting Stuttgart. St. Pauli wins set at 2.7. Stuttgart wins set at 2.65. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, tough game here. St. Pauli, 5 points clear of Heidenheim. So the same thing that goes for Hoffenheim goes for St. Pauli. Heidenheim would have to win the remaining 2 games to surpass St. Pauli. I can't see that happening, but I guess St. Pauli they want at least another point to assure safety. So I believe they will play like that, and we could see very easily a draw here, especially given the form Stuttgart is in, 3 straight games without a win, even allowed 4 games against an Union team that has trouble scoring. So double chance St. Pauli, that's what I'm looking at here. What are you doing?
Yeah, double chance and Foley. Yeah, I can understand why, but I'm I'm looking more of the draw here, so yeah, I'm gonna skip this.
All right. Next up, Dortmund hosting Wolfsburg. Dortmund wins set at 1.34. Wolfsburg wins set at 8.5. Line total goal set at 3.5. Now, I already said it a couple of times. Dortmund sitting at sixth, last spot for Conference League, but also only 1 point behind Leipzig and 2 points behind Freiburg. So they still have a chance to qualify for a Champions League spot, which kind of crazy because a couple of weeks ago they were sitting so low it felt like it was over, but they still have a chance. So with the form Wolfsburg is in, it's hard to see Wolfsburg getting anything out of this game. So Dortmund wins, but as we saw the last three games for Dortmund, well, they can't keep clean sheets. So Dortmund win, both teams to score. That has happened the last three games. I think this will be fourth. What are you doing?
Yeah. I agree. I actually would go for the same. You know, Dortmund suddenly on a roll. I don't know where they found that from, but still did. So yeah, I agree. Dortmund win. Both teams to score.
All right. Next up, Augsburg hosting Kiel. Augsburg wins set at 1.84. Hosting Kiel wins set at 4.2. Line for the goal set at 2.5. Now, Kiel 4 points behind Heidenheim. Augsburg and not really playing for anything. 43 points. I guess they have an outside chance to catch Dortmund, but you have to surpass three teams and hope that Dortmund falls. So I can't see that happening. Kiel, they gotta win at least two of the remaining games and hope that Heidenheim loses out so they can get into that last playoff spot. So I believe there's some urgency on the side of Kiel, but obviously with the way they're playing, you can't put your money on a win for Kiel. So I'm looking at the over 2.5 goals. What are you doing?
Yeah, over 2.5 goals seems very nice, but I just think it will be a Augsburg win. So yeah, I would uh, I would definitely go for Augsburg. I think Holstein Kiel, uh, they sitting on 17, uh, they can just suddenly win a game against Augsburg. I think that's a little bit too much.
Especially on the road.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Freiburg hosting Leverkusen. Freiburg wins set at 3.15. Leverkusen wins set at 2.25. Line for zero goals set at 2.5. Now, if what I believe happens, Bayern wins this game, they're the champions, all right? No matter what. So Leverkusen second, they're 12 points clear of Frankfurt, who's sitting at third. So um, if that news were to break, I'm not sure if Leverkusen really gets up for this game. And Freiburg playing at home, playing for something, only 2 points above Leipzig. And so you want to hold on to that top four spot. So I'm not sure Leverkusen wins this game. I do believe there will be goals, so I'm looking at the over 2.5 because if Freiburg were to win, I don't think they're shutting out Leverkusen. Also, don't think Leverkusen is shutting out Freiburg with something to play for. So give me the over 2.5 goals here. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm still on Bayer Leverkusen, because if Leipzig loses, so Freiburg they survive one more weekend. So yeah, I have a strong feeling Bayer Leverkusen is gonna win this game. So I'm on Bayer Leverkusen.
Next up, Mainz hosting Frankfurt. Mainz wins set at 2.38. Frankfurt wins set at 2.85. Line for the goals set at 2.5. Now, uh, both of these teams also playing for something. Frankfurt third, uh, 6 points above Leipzig. So they have some breathing room. Mainz only 1 point behind Dortmund. So maybe a little bit more urgency for Mainz. And they're playing at home, which makes me really like Mainz in this spot. I know Frankfurt, they just smashed Leipzig 4-0. But if you look at their games on the road, not that impressive. A 0-0 draw against Augsburg, 1-1 against Tottenham, even a loss against Werder Bremen. I know they won two games before that, but one was against Bochum and the other one against Ajax, so not in the Bundesliga. And then before the 2-game win streak, also 4 games on the road without a win. So I really like Mainz here. I think Mainz will score, so I'm looking at Mainz over 1.5 goals. What are you doing?
Actually, I don't like Mainz at all. Yeah, Frankfurt's away games, aren't that great, but Mainz's home games so aren't that great either. So I still think Frankfurt is going to win this game. Frankfurt is actually one of my best bets this weekend. So yeah, I'm not gonna pass this one. So I want Frankfurt this weekend.
Well, you say Mainz, their home games, all right, not great, but they don't lose a lot at home. And in fact, 10 straight games at home now without a loss. And if you look at the games, they usually score twice in their home games, right? So, like I said, the last 10 games without a loss at home. And I think it's only 2 games they failed to score at least 2 goals. So at home, they're very strong. They score at home, which makes me like the over 1.5 goals at home. All right.
Yeah, on the five, or you can also go for the 14 to score Frankfurt wins. Uh, yeah, I think Frankfurt's gonna win this.
I believe mine scores. So if Frankfurt were to win, they would have to score 3 times. Well, at least that's what the stats say.
Yeah.
All right. That wraps up the Bundesliga, and that wraps up all of our picks and leans. Quick recap for the bets we really like. Like I said, I'm gonna combine Inter with Napoli in the Serie. I believe both teams win. I got Aston Villa for a win, Brentford for a win, West Ham for a win, Bologna for a win, Bayern Munich for a win. Newcastle United over 1.5 goals. I like Atletico Madrid for a win and Sevilla for a win. What are you doing?
Yeah, I have Atletico Madrid for a win, Chelsea for a win, of course, Lazio, Bologna, Sparta, Gladbach, Bayer Leverkusen, and Frankfurt.
All right. Now that wraps up all picks and leans. And like we say, guys, bet smart, bet with your head, set your limits, and stay within your means. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, good weekend, everyone.